I believe Chapter 7 Season 1 might just be a game, and why the Cube Queen kind of could be behind it, or at least maybe the last reality. So with next season set to be a sort of US West Coast themed season, so with the elements of obviously casinos, which is gambling, and acting, because we're essentially getting Hollywood as well, it makes me consider something that it's all just one big show, a literal game. But it goes back to something the Cube Queen said in the Queen's Anthem.
You're just a player in my show. It's just part of the play I've made for you.
So during Chapter 2, basically it was just a game for the Cube Queen. And everything you ever thought was true was just part of the game I let you view. Like the battle between the Seven and Io, she mentions that at one point. Your fight with the Seven is in vain. All these worlds bow to my reign. And this is actually a sick song, let's be honest. But of course, with the Seven being chromed in Chapter 3, Season 4, and of course with Chapter OG getting more and more confusion with things being different, the Red Cube now infecting timelines by the looks of things. Could this, the Red Cube, that we know the cubes are part of the Last Reality's army, has these lines of reality that has been affected? Will one be Chapter 7? And this is why we're going to have casinos, sort of Hollywood, very sort of a actual facade. It's all just not really happening. Well, it is happening to us. It is happening, but it's very much manipulated and just done for the cubes and for the Last Reality. And this is all the game that the Cube Queen, or essentially not the Cube Queen, but the Last Reality, and nothing has essentially done. And that's why the Seven are returning next chapter, because that's all part of it. That's all part of the show. They want the Seven to return, maybe. That would be meta. If they're essentially like the big box office sort of return, that would be meta from Fortnite if they end up doing that. And they've with The Simpsons, they have been quite meta with how they described the collab. What was it? It was when they essentially described it as like a corporate greedy collab, essentially. So they have actually been quite meta. So if they do essentially what I'm saying, that would be more meta. If they literally got back to Seven to be that big box office hit for this sort of US West Coast season.